Uh, Hello and good morning, everyone. I am Kashyapi Rane. I am an intern at the DakshinaChitra Heritage Museum. I'm from Mumbai and I completed my BA in History from Regent College, Mumbai, and my MA in History of Art from National Museum Institute, New Delhi. So, all things art, culture, heritage, history interest me immensely, and I love learning and exploring the same. So naturally, museums hold a special place in my heart, and I hope to continue working in museums. Thank you very much for joining us for the second library talk. My topic for today is Indian composite paintings, the surreal and the fantastic. So we can begin. Now, for those of us who are familiar with Western art, after hearing the term surreal, the image of Salvador Dali and his melting clock or this is not a pipe by Rene Martin immediately pops in our minds. The surrealism of Western art was characterized by irrational juxtaposition of images. But what if I tell you that a form of surreal existed in India long before it did in the West? And this Indian surreal, it juxtaposed images with a fantastical twist. So this Indian surreal and fantastical comes in the form of composite paintings. Now, what is a composite painting? A composite painting is an image of an animal made up of various human forms or other natural elements. Here is an example. So basically, when multiple forms of humans or animals, birds, aquatic life, plants, etc., are placed in such a way or are juxtaposed, they create the form of an animal. These organically linked forms create a recognizable form of animal. Here you can see, as you can see here, there are 9 women who are placed in such a way so as to create the form of an elephant. Now, there is no elephant as such, yet the positions are decided so strategically. See, this braid of this woman forms the tail of the elephant, while while one woman is inverted to form the trunk of the elephant, this one. And this woman's extended arms form the teeth of the elephant. You also see a rider with the elephant goat, and he's seated atop the so-called elephant, and he's accompanied by another woman with a whisk. Now, in the creation of these composite paintings, the creativity of the artist it lies in the placement and adjustment of the human figures within the parameters of the framework. And we find such composite paintings all over India, right from the medieval to the modern. And this theme was also adopted by India's weavers. Now, how far back can we trace the origin of these composite paintings? So, the general belief is that this theme of composite was inspired by the Persian miniatures and it spread throughout India through the Mughal, Rajasthani, and Deccani miniatures. But you see, Indian art and literature, it always walks hand in hand with nature. And nature receives a lot of representation, right? It is, it is only spontaneous that more than one natural element was co-joined by the artists in the ancient India. The idea of compositeness existed in ancient India in the form of mythical creatures such as the Yali or the Vyal, the Kinnar, the Makar, etc. And these composite mythical forms, as you can see here, they are rendered so naturally and we come across them so often, we tend to overlook its fantastical nature. And some of the gods of the Hindu pantheon are composite in a way too, right? For example, you have Ganpati, you have Varaha and Narsimha avatar of Vishnu, the Kamadhenu, the Ardhanarishwar, which is a composite form of Shiv and Parvati, also Harihar, which is a composite form of Shiv and Vishnu. These our Hindu gods are composite in a way too. So study of both what already existed and the Persian influence is equally important. Now, while researching this topic, I came across multiple examples of the composite paintings that date back as early as the 6th century CE. And unfortunately, I could not find any visual evidence for the same, but scholars have noted the earliest depiction of riders mounted on a composite horse and elephant in the Jain manuscript Devsanapado Kalpasutra, which is dated late 15th century, this is in the north, and in the south, the Vijayanagar temple ruins of Anegundi, Karnataka. Also, the excavation at Tala, Madhya Pradesh, there was a composite sculpture was excavated at Tala, which is dated around 6th century CE. There is also the Mahanandi temple in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh, and it is dated circa 12th century CE, and it is said to have two occurrences of composite forms of pillars. Now, I would really love to look at these images, but alas, I could not find them. But anyway, moving on. And apart from these, whatever the examples I just listed, apart from these, there are historical descriptions of women acrobats forming the shape of an animal during religious festivals. The French traveler Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, in 1679, he has described an account of 9 women forming the shape of an elephant to carry the Sultan of Golconda, Abdullah Qutub Shah, when he entered the town of Masulipatam. And Tavernier states that 4 women made up the legs, 4 made up the body, and 1 made the trunk. And the Sultan sat on them as if he sat on a throne, and he made his entrance. Now, a number of composite paintings, they depict Lord Krishna mounted on a composite horse or elephant, which is created by the gopis. And scholars have come across 2 stories of Krishna that could possibly hint at the origin of the composite theme. So this is a myth of Krishna, which is not found in the Bhagavad Puran, and it goes: the gopis did not want Krishna to leave, so they broke the wheels of his chariot, and eventually they felt bad for him, and they formed the shape of an elephant out of their bodies and helped him travel wherever he wanted to go. That is one story, and another one is something similar, which is found in the Brahma Ayavarta Puran. When again the gopis did not want Krishna to leave, so they broke the wheels of his chariot and they formed an elephant or a horse out of their own bodies, and they took him away. Basically, they took him away. They kind of abducted him. And such similar stories are also found in the literature of Bhakti tradition. Now, before we dive into paintings proper, I would like to show you the composite figures I came across in the monuments across India. So this is from the Tirukurangudi temple in Tamil Nadu, and not one, but there are 4 instances of composite figures carved in stone found in the temple. These 2 elephants, and this is a horse, and they're forming. I'm not very sure what exactly is that. Again, as you can see, the figures are placed in such a way to create the form of an animal. Another temple from Tamil Nadu, Sri Vaikunthanathan. Again, 2 examples of composite figures. This one right here, you can clearly make out there are multiple women, multiple female figures. Similar over here as well. This is from the terracotta temple at Bishnupur, the Madan Mohan temple at Bishnupur. And it's not very clear, but still you can make out the forms over here. This lady, she's forming the trunk of the elephant. These smaller female figures, they're forming the legs. This one, another one is the another leg. And this is a wood carving from the Chowdar Palace in Karnataka. The same theme. She's again forming the trunk. This one, the extended arms form the teeth. And look at the position of this particular female figure. It's very acrobatic. She's twisted and turned in very weird but difficult ways. I also came across two instances of composite wall paintings. So this is from the Darbar Hall of the Rangmahal, Chandwad in Nashik, and it is attributed to the reign of Ahilyabai Holkar. Again, what we saw earlier, the same thing, female figures creating the form of an elephant. And you can see Lord Krishna is seated atop the elephant. This is a wall painting from Orcha Fort, Madhya Pradesh. The center lady is playing the mridang. We also have a rider. Okay, now, so coming to the paintings proper, we will start with the Mughal examples. Now, there are certain terms that are commonly used with talking about the composite paintings. So, when the form of a horse is made up of 5 women, it is called Panchakalyani or Panchaturga. When an elephant is made up of 9 women, it is called Navanari Kunjar. So Nav is 9, Nari is women, and Kunjar is elephant. And when an elephant is made up of other animals, it is called Pashu Kunjar. So this right here, this particular painting, is a Pashu Kunjar. And this elephant is made up of all sorts of animal parts, right from tortoise and rabbits, and lions, boars, cows, and many, many other animals. As you can see, these tortoise form the feet, and over here the rabbits are forming the feet. There are also snakes, and there's just a lot going on over here. But to stress again, there is absolutely no elephant. It's just multiple animals placed together to create the form of an elephant. There's also this particular creature. It looks like a fantastical creature, a horned creature who's riding the elephant. There's one more here, and one more here as well. And this particular figure, he seems to be a composite figure as well because there are snakes. He has feet as snakes. In Mughal art, the composite figures and the theme of composite is also found in architectural elements and carpet designs. So here you can see there is this winged creature called Pari or an angel, and she's seated atop a composite camel. And she's seated in this nice little domed structure. And again, lots and lots of animals as well as human figures. There is also a fish over here. So again, aquatic life. Now coming to the Deccan style, this is a composite elephant with a rider and a groom. Similar, this is a Pashu Kunjar, multiple animals and also human figures create the form of the elephant. The Islamic tradition, they revere Al-Buraq, which is often described as an angelic winged being with the head of a woman, the body of a mule, and the tail of a peacock. And Buraq, this is the Buraq that transported Prophet Muhammad on a night's journey from Mecca to Jerusalem and back. So as you can see here, in the center there is an elephant who is sheltering a frightened deer. So this artist, he just placed the entire elephant right in the center. And this Buraq has snakes as her feet, right here. And there are lions behind that. So please. And the Buraq's tail, it appears like a creature, like a dragon who is spitting fire. Right here. This particular the dragon, this motif, it talks about the kind of globalization that was happening in the 18th century Deccan. There is also this tiger who is attacking this particular animal. There is this woman. There are also fishes over here. Now, this composite horse from the Salarjung Museum, it depicts it depicts a composite horse, and there is this demon like a figure, right? Because it is a man with a black face and it has horns on top, and there are these white dots on his blue body. Also has kind of feathers all over, and he is holding this horse, and the reins is actually a snake. And this horse is also decorated with feathers on top. There is this human figure over here. And there are around 16 living things, animals and birds, that can be identified in this particular composite horse. You can spot a tiger, a lion, a dog, deer, buffalo, goat, etc. This looks like something you'd come across on the beach, right? Like a shell of sorts. Again, another composite elephant. This is from Golconda. Picture quality is not that great, but okay. So many animals and also human figures. And these composite paintings, they could also give an insight in the kind of animals that were present in a particular region at that point of time. This is another Al-Buraq. She has these birds as her feet, some more fishes, and again the same theme of the tiger attacking another animal. And I don't really know what this particular animal is supposed to be, this long-necked animal. This is the concept figure of an antelope, which is created by other animals. There's also a monkey over here. two composite elephants that are supposedly fighting each other. And again, there is actually no elephant, it's just other animals created in the form of an elephant. Also, some human figures as well. Both these elephants, their feet are made out of these rabbits. And these riders also appear to be composite creations. Now, this particular long-necked creature, don't really know what that animal is supposed to be, but it sort of reminds me of the Loch Ness monster. Who knows? Now, this cannot be a completely composite image because, as you can see, the peacock's face is the peacock, and its tail is also its tail. And there are only two female figures over here, but still, it's composite in some way. This is Lord Krishna seated on the peacock. Now, coming to the Rajasthani style. This is again a pari or an angel, and she is holding this particular animal by its leash. This cat looking like an animal. And there is also this horned demon that is following them. Within this cat-like creature, there are again lots of animals and also human forms, humans. There is a sage, a musician, a priest-like figure, etc. To think about this composite painting on a deeper level, this picture seems to cover all the entities in the universe. You have the angelic, the demonic, the animal, human, and the vegetal. This demon-like figure, he's very fantastical. You could find something like this in the Narnia or Percy Jackson books as well. So the idea of fantastical stays constant throughout multiple cultures. This is Shiva and Parvati seated on a composite bull. There's also Ganpati in attendance. The way this particular male figure is holding out his hands, he's forming the mount of the bull. So, like I said earlier, a number of the composite paintings they depicted Lord Krishna or Kamdev mounted on a composite horse or elephant. And you could think that the composite paintings with Krishna and gopis, they could be interpreted as the devotion and love of the gopis towards Krishna, while the Kamdev composite paintings, they could symbolize the passion and romance associated with Kamdev. And the Mughal types of composite paintings, they could depict the grandeur and pomp of the court. But really, the meaning of these paintings is open to interpretation. This is again Lord Krishna on the horse, composite horse, made up of 5 figures. This is a Ganjifa card. So Ganjifa cards are playing cards. They were manufactured at multiple centers across India since the Mughal period. And the prominent centers were in Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Savantwadi, Maharashtra. And a number of these centers are still functional and they still do create the Ganjifa cards. This is Kamdev seated on a Navanari Kunja, the 9 elephant, the 9 female elephant. And The colors over here are extremely bright. Look at this blue and this again, this blue, and it contrasts so well with this deep green. And also the hair ornaments, the level of detailing is really great over here. The hair ornaments of all these female figures and their brocade like textile. It's really beautiful. Again, this particular female figure, she's bent backwards. So, not just in India, but the Western art world was also creating composite paintings inspired by India. So, here we have a French engraving by the French artist Louis Auguste de César, and it was based on a painting or colored drawing of Krishna riding a composite elephant. It was very interesting to note how one theme traveled all the way across to France, and a French artist, he was influenced by it and he created his own. Again, the center lady is playing the drum. All these women are musicians. This kind of this lady, this female figure, the way she's standing or holding on, really, this is something this is something new over here. We also have the Dutch artist Willem Schellings, who created two oil paintings depicting Shah Jahan's four sons riding on composite mounts. So, in both the paintings, three sons are seen seated on a composite animal, and one is seated in a composite palanquin. As you can see, these three, this one, and this one, these three are seated on composite animals, and this particular one is seated in a palanquin. This is one painting, and this is another. The same theme, the same kind of depiction, but different backgrounds. So again, very interesting to see how a Mughal story, a Mughal narrative is being depicted by a Dutch artist, and it is the Dutch interpretation. And this theme also found an expression in the art of Sri Lanka. So you can see this is a painting on wood, and there are nine women forming the elephant. Now these nine women, they're not really in difficult acrobatic positions the way we've seen before, but they are holding hands to complete the form. And the same theme follows where this woman's hair forms the tail, then this one the trunk, this one the teeth, and here the figures can be seen surrounded by foliage. The travel writer from Wales, Fanny Parks, she lived in India from 1822 to 1846, and her husband was posted in the East India Company, and she traveled extensively all over India. She also maintained a detailed account of her travels, which was later published as Wanderings of a Pilgrim in Search of the Picturesque during 4 and 20 years in the East. And this is an illustration from her memoir. I think she probably came across a composite painting while she was traveling. It's really interesting, and the colors she has used are really pretty. This woman, both of her legs are forming the feet of the elephant. Same over here. The same theme of the center lady playing the mridang. Lord Krishna is seated atop this particular elephant. And over here, this fanny parts is not really thought about the lower bodies of these three. There's no real space to depict their lower bodies, but that's the whole point of fantastical paintings. And we also have examples of composite paintings in the company style. Kamdev on the Navanari Kunja. Now, because we're in the company school style, the costumes change, the colors change. It's very interesting to observe. Now, one can wonder the significance of number 9, as in why 9 women are forming the elephant. So, we all know the importance of 9 in Indian mythology, right? We have the Navagraha, the Navadvar, the Navaratna, the Navaras, etc. Similarly, the 9 women could depict any of these. We can't say clearly for sure. And this is Rati, the consort of Kamdev. She's riding a Panchanari Durga or Panchanari Kalyani. Again, they're wearing pants. Female figures are wearing pants. That's very cool. And most of the times, the female figures are depicted as dancers and musicians. And like I pointed out before, the central female figure is playing the mridang. I think it's just that the round shape of the mridang would help from the underbelly of the horse or the elephant. So this is a very strategic placement. Moving into a more modern period, here are some examples in the Patachitra style. This is a very contemporary painting, but this is not in a Nari Kunjar. It's just a Nari Kunjar because it has 11 women. So this particular artist probably found a way to squeeze in 11 women into the form of the elephant. Their skirts, the border of their skirts, they form the lower part of the foot of the elephant. This is also very contemporary. And these are 7 female figures. The red color is very bold and very striking. Again, to point out that a single theme is being represented in various styles, right from the Mughal miniature to Rajasthani miniature, Deccan miniature, the company style, and the Patachitra. This is also, these are 10 female figures over here. This one looks like a mermaid. Her lower part of the body is shaped like a mermaid. And she's involved in a very difficult position. And lastly, I have 2 composite paintings from DakshinaChitra's collection. So this is Nari Kunjar, Lord Krishna seated atop a Nari Kunjar by the artist Prakash Joshi. Here he's added a new element. This particular female figure, she's holding these two light lamps kind of things, which are forming the tusk of the elephant. The teeth of the elephant. And again, he's also the border of their lower garment is forming the feet of the elephant. But here he's put the mridang playing female figure on top. And this one's completely horizontal. This one's just completely inverted. And this is the same image from the poster and the cover first slide. This is possibly Goddess Rati. She's riding the composite horse made out of 5 male figures. So to conclude, the composite paintings, they carry with them an element of curiosity, and they highlight the Indian way of viewing nature with a different approach to interpreting form. So the idea of unity amongst all elements of nature and the interconnectedness of all things, it stays constant through these whimsical yet delightful paintings. And the composite paintings, they explore the mystical and ambiguous relationship of man to the natural world. These playful and humorous composite paintings, they dissolve boundaries while depicting the greater reality. And of course, the meaning is open to interpretation. So initially, when you look at these paintings, they appear sort of chaotic. But when you spend a little time with them, the forms become clearer and you realize each form, be it a human or an animal or a plant, they have a unique and individual space in the larger picture, and they also have a role to perform in the larger picture. It sounds much like a world, doesn't it? Thank you. This is the bibliography, and I also referred to a number of sites for the images, websites for the images. Thank you.
So there is a question in the chat.
Okay.
I'll just read it out. When the first composite painting was found, they want to know a timeline of the findings.
I did mention that before, that I don't really know when it was found. I don't know who found it, but it can be dated back to the 6th century CE, when the excavations in Madhya Pradesh, they found a composite figure. And there could be more before that. We don't know for sure. Definitely more research is needed in that particular area.
Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask the question, or also write the questions in the chat box so we can read it out on behalf of you. Okay, second question. Somebody's asked, what was the need for creation of this composite paintings, or what was the inspiration behind these composite paintings?
Okay, so what was the need? Well, we all have a flair for the fiction, right? We all prefer something that is fantastical. Sometimes we do prefer something that is not real. It's a nice little break from your usual, the reality. So I think that could be the need for the creation of these composite paintings. And also in the mythological, it's within the mythological framework. These composite paintings, they stay within the mythological framework, and they're still not very serious, yet they try to get a point across, and the point being the interconnectedness of all natural elements. Inspiration, to talk about the inspiration, like I said before, we do have composite mythical creatures that already existed in ancient India, such as the Yali, the Vyala, Yali or the Vyala, the Kinnar, so on and so forth, and also our gods who are composite in a way, that is Ganpati or Narasimha or Varaha. So yeah, I think that could be the inspiration and also influences from Persian miniatures.
Thank you, Kashyapi, for this wonderful talk and also to give us an idea of composite paintings been originating or actually having a ground in India before anywhere else. So thank you for this amazing talk, and everyone on the talk can, if you want to know more about this, you can always contact our library and get books on them, and also you can always contact the interns as well if you need anything to know more about these topics that's happening. And every month, please do keep an eye out for the library talks. It's gonna happen throughout the year. Every month there's an intern who's gonna talk on different topic and give us insights into things that we are not aware of. So thank you everyone for listening in and joining us. Hope to see you all again in the next talks, which will be next month. Thank you all.